Professor Hasmukh Taylor graduated with honors from Imperial College, University of London in 1974. Very early in life, his deep spiritual interests found expression in yoga. But it was only a matter of time before he became convinced that there was more in life than shown in the orthodox. While still very young, he began to study at a deeper level quantum mechanics, relativity, and all psychic phenomena. The intense drive and determination so familiar to those who know him characterized this research. He became deeply engrossed in spiritual healing. He mastered the science of all yogas and finally became one with the source under the guidance of his guru. He promotes the highest teachings of ancient science of yoga, which could be used to solve many pressing problems of modern life, eliminate obstacles that keep one from reaching pure potentiality, and to bring about expanded states of consciousness. Self-healing and ultimately free oneself and soul. He is the author of 3 books, namely Shira Guru Gita, The Anatomy of Siddha Yoga, and The Elite Doctrine of Siddha Yoga, currently being sold on Amazon.com. Currently he's working on his PhD thesis, The Theory of Everything, which proves the universe is a hologram. The thesis proposes a new model of reality based on the research left by David Bohm, who is a leading quantum physicist and discoverer of plasma, the man Einstein once spoke of as his intellectual successor and the direct experience of consciousness through yoga. Lastly, Professor Taylor has pioneered the first ever yoga course integrated with music and dance based on Indian philosophy with theory and practical exams at the University of Central Florida in fall of 2005. Since then, it has been a great success and has been scheduled for the next 5 years. The yoga course is unique in its approach. It draws views and philosophy from great feature movies like The Matrix, Star Wars, The Ledger of Beggar Vance, The Bulletproof Monk, and Bruce Almighty. So, I'm interested in hearing what he has to say. Please help me welcome Professor Hasmukh Taylor.
Honorable gentlemen and noble ladies, before I start, I'd like to personally thank Dr. Leon Masters for giving me a platform to speak for 20 or 25 minutes. I do have a habit of going over that, so please raise the card. Because I don't prepare my speeches, I just speak spontaneously, whatever comes to me. If I can use this mic, I think I'll feel better. Is it okay? Metaphysics, or say spiritual science. Many people out in the world don't think much about it. Some of them actually think we have a screw or nut loose in our heads. But I come from a college in London called Imperial College. It's one of the most leading colleges in the world. I studied physics and engineering, and I do not stand for anything that is rubbish. I make sure that this is correct. What I'm going to reveal today, as far as metaphysicians are concerned, is a unique intelligence. An intelligence that is so simple, so profound, that it will bring a complete paradigm shift and shut all these physicists and scientists up forever. Because this knowledge is based on experience, a direct experience.
Absolutely.
Not all this scholastic readings, and there's no end to it. So many books have been written about God. But I was fortunate enough to have a master who had experienced one. I was fortunate enough that he showed me how to experience it. How to reach the source. Because you cannot be proper metaphysicians if you don't know what the source is, what it is made up of, how to reach there, and how to guide people. So it will cause paradigm shift. But I'm going to make it very simple because God is simple, not complicated. And we'll take views from the great scientists like Dr. Einstein, Erwin Schrödinger, and many others. And you have to put weight on their opinion because they were very deep thinkers. And we need to understand what are they trying to say. Let me just quote you something. Anybody here who hasn't heard of Dr. Einstein? Good. Let's see what he has to say towards the end of his life. And I'm going to quote this. It says here, Albert Einstein, a seeker after reality all his life, had this to say concerning the illusion of separateness. A human being is part of the whole, called by us universe. A part limited in time and space, he experiences himself, his thoughts, and his feelings as something separated from the rest. A kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of a prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and whole nature in its beauty. Nobody is able to achieve this, but striving for such achievement is in itself a part of liberation and a foundation for inner security. A man like Dr. Einstein is saying it's a prison. So when I was 21 back in 1970, I'm 57 by the way, and I teach yoga. And I'll tell you how to be young and stop this damn aging process. And I'll convince you, you never die because soul is eternal. And I'll also show you what the soul looks like today, right inside you.